And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire on round 222. We killed 1,100 infantry over the end turn. We have 7 decisions awaiting us. Another Friendship Pact, another Victory Pact. Okay. Instant to the library. We do like mind. We'll punish the person for being antithetical to our primary objectives.
Yes, sir.
420 credits for giving you people, which I don't want to give you. I'd rather get the merit.
Yes, sir.
I'll do that. Extend some metropolis, sure. Need a bunch of political power. It's the Democratic League we want to help. This is Nelson State. They've got like perfect opinion of us. We're gonna press that button.
Roger that.
Hopefully it doesn't break the Victory Pact. Okay, I think we still have our Victory Pacts. Yeah. And I don't think we got another one. Again, another one would get us real close to victory, I think. No, we got another Friendship Pact. I don't think there's anyone we need to pass that to. Got Friendship. Well, we got Victory Pact with you. We got Victory Pact with you. I think you're the next one I need the Victory Pact with. Yeah. Okay, back to grabbing territory. We're waiting for Victory Pacts to confirm what we already think.
Birds are in the sky.
Okay, I think the coast down that far is safe. We know the coast here isn't safe. We can see the hostiles.
Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky.
I think we're covered to like about there. Basically just checking to make sure because this is a fairly narrow bit, it might already be clear. Just making sure it's empty. If it is empty, then we can move guys off of it and move them elsewhere. Yeah, but we know like the one over here isn't, for example.
Birds are in the sky.
There they are. Has the logistics improved enough? I think the answer is probably going to be no. Yeah, not quite enough. Although we're getting a lot closer. Construction overview. Were the delays? Yes. So we completed Industry 2. York had a delay, which was enough, I think, to delay the bureaucratic office. Apparently. Yeah. 0.1 turns left. Bit of a shame. That was the only place with delays. Okay. You finished your industry. Let's go ahead and just queue up the next tier. And then the rest either... It's a little bit more to go.
We need more firepower, sir.
Attack! Kill Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Engaging enemy.
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Took over that hex perk. Extend the road just a little bit there. A little bit there.
Head down. Mission successful.
I think this one's amphibious, so we're just going to be chasing it back into the sea.
Going
but
in.
could be wrong.
We need more firepower, sir.
Don't have enough action points. We'll find out one way or the other. Okay. Okay, we grab these guys to push them out onto the coastline here. Might actually have more than I need to cover the coastline. I don't. Yeah. Although at this point that means I can start pulling out the professional troops as we bring more in. Oops, not strategic, or not range attack, strategic move.
We're under fire. Run! Run! Run!
Of course. There we go. Lagged a bit when I clicked the button, so it
Going in.
accidentally swapped the range attack tab.
We need more
That was not a good
firepower,
exchange.
sir.
We lost 2 subunits, only getting 1. We only got 1 there. Yeah. Yeah, we get a link up with these guys over here. That'll be another big injection of victory points. But we are generally advancing than the all up here, so that's good one way or the other. Okay. And then one bed more colonists over here. I'll put some workers, even though I don't really need them as workers there. A little bit of delay around the capital. I think it's really only going to delay the bureaucratic office by another turn, but I wanted to note that we did have delays there, so no more construction there for the moment. Okay. Card-wise, we did work out victory packs, right? Yeah. Do some things that aren't victory packs, like embassies. Don't think we've got embassies over here.
Roger that. Roger that.
Here we go. And I think it's a little bit too early to be rolling the unification because we don't have the road connection. Do I still have a demand for reconnaissance? That we've completed. 9 rounds left. We need like 10,000 more hexes. Okay. So maybe do some spying.
Yes, sir.
Ideally not on our allies, because that's a good way to get in trouble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see if that provides enough reconnaissance. And we cycle the turn. Yeah, so we discovered robotics. We've had the high-speed discovery shared with us. Oh, that means from a discovery standpoint, unless I'm looking for fusion or atmospheric membrane, got all the ecotext discovered I need. So I should actually go boards, eco council,
Standing by. Order
priorities.
received.
Lock. Heavily focus more on research.
Order received.
Things done. Military, we still have more things to discover, like heavy battle dress that we'd like. But yeah, that'll help with the nuclear plant, then going into high speed, and then we can pick up the eco-tracer, spike it, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, I can see we were even... Oh, I forgot to check to see if I needed purple mining. That might be over metal negative. We'll see in a turn. Okay, coming up in the non-line forces turn. It's usually where things get a little spicy, if they're going to get spicy. Some fighting. They killed like 600 guys already. And of course people land on our roads. There's another 400. Another 900, okay. There we go. So, round 223, we killed 1,900 infantry over the end turn. We have 8 decisions awaiting us. We did get that recon to complete that request. Got the contour, which is that really big plane. More efficiency. Oh, commerce. I suppose I should design the other aircraft into the 4-engine.
Order
Let them be.
acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
Copy that.
Yeah, let's expand. The diplomacy. Big +3 mind. Okay. And then, yeah, how do I want to design that 4-engine aircraft? This is the 4-engine heavy. Which we decided we want on very heavy turbojet. Which one with the full bomb load on it. Super heavy with 25x range. 25x range? Okay, that'll work. Max size, heavy load, bomb load. Okay.
Understood.
Stable down there. I didn't look at the cards we pulled. Did we pull a Victory Pact? Probably not. Yeah. And we'll check to make sure we didn't lose any of them. We didn't. Although we still need another one to win. That's maybe a little concerning. I think we must be hitting the action point limit. We'll have to put another truck station in somewhere. If that is the case, we're probably making it worse rather than better at advancing, but... Short on fuel. Yeah, which must mean we're over the action point limit. Oh, yeah. Past the limit. I wouldn't do it. That's maybe a little uncomfortably close to potentially hostile nation, but that's where the truck station's going.
Order acknowledged.
Taking fire!
Abort mission.
Move out.
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Run! Run! Run!
Advancing.
Slowly and steadily, we tread these forces down, and then we can advance.
Mission completed. Going in. Mission successful.
Okay.
Attack formation.
A little bit more attack, a little bit more
Target
attrition.
destroyed.
Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky.
Oh, the third has a bunch of extras. Okay. So we're gonna need a little bit more to get the third move, but not the almost ready to move as soon as we get these guys down. Because we've read up some more. Militia to watch the coastline.
Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky.
Yeah, so I think that's that one on the shoreline there. Okay, not close enough to actually get it off the road, of course. That would be too nice.
Engaging enemy. Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Although I think we're not hopefully gonna starve to death at the amount of time it takes for the road to get cleared. Hopefully. Hopefully don't starve to death that amount of time.
Enemy spotted.
Get out! Open fire! Open fire!
Do no harm? Yeah, right. Advancing.
Arachnids. Bugs be bugs. And of course we got guys on our road back there. Not enough to get them off the road.
Going in. Mission successful.
Okay. I'm gonna have to detour the road around, otherwise we're gonna have issues here. There we go. That'll fix the logistical connection, at least temporarily. Can I get that attack helicopter I wanted? Cross. Yes. Okay, that'll help out in the next turn, trying to clear things like that. The rest of these want to be colonists going in. I don't think we had any delays for construction. If I did, then that was the wrong choice, but yeah, no, it's mostly finishing stuff up. Truck station finished. Proceeding at speed on the port. Okay. Completed the bureaucratic office. There's no replacement for that. Demilitarization completed. Let's queue up a replacement.
Affirmative.
Running metal malice. Industry. Yeah, I want that replacement.
Copy that.
Civil demilitarization at the other location. Oh, same. Well, this location, but the second one.
Copy that.
Finish that turn. There's a truck station over there. Level 3 is the level we just got it to is probably enough. Yeah, 3 is probably enough. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not allowed to level it up again. Oh no, we are allowed to go up one more. Not gonna rush to do it though. And then mining. I have a feeling one of our mines ran out. Yeah, Adams Mark's mine ran out. Oh, and Polytown. Both can be replaced and upgraded. Oh, and York's about... Well, that York one is empty. So, at least that one's not a fixable situation. Adams Mark. Peripheral mining, Adams Mark. There.
Order received.
And then Polytown.
Order received.
Well, I don't think that it completely explains the metal shortage I'm experiencing. I might just be building too much, that would explain it as well. Although... Does, oh, well, maybe it does. Maybe it was we didn't have a full mine load, and then we had 0 mine load. Yeah, okay, that might track. Might track a bit. Did the recon run with you? Did it with you? Did it with the one over the seas? And we advanced up here already, right? And yeah, we're gonna be a little delayed getting over there because I need to wait for truck station to fix the logistical problem. And honestly, based on the fact that it's not actually really a throughput issue, it's really an action point issue. It probably means there's actually nothing need to be up here. More trucks. More trucks, more rail, more everything eventually. Victory-wise, we're up to 25. We just need to get that last, like, 6 in a bit. Which would be much easier to do with Victory Pact. Don't got that Victory Pact yet. Have relations with other regimes go up. Okay, I can work on that. After proposed trade relations, we're going to get free trade of them.
Roger
Okay.
that.
I actually failed because I checked to see how difficult that was going to be. Fair enough. Embassy, got it with them, got it with them. Don't have it with
Roger
them,
that.
get it with them. I don't have free trade with either of them, I think.
Roger that.
Free trade with them. What about you?
Roger that.
Okay. Risk the failure there. Okay. Cycle the turn, see how things are advancing. Looking at time, we're gonna play this end. We're gonna let this end turn complete. We're gonna play the next turn, and then that's where we're gonna put the part break for the part and the stream. Unless I get really lucky and we end up like Victory Pact, I think I can literally win that turn by cycling one more turn. We're gonna bring the stream to an end. RNG-wise, we're waiting on victory packs and taking over more territory. We're getting real close to diplomatically winning this. Of course, RNG could also turn against us. One of them could break the victory pact. We'd be just waiting forever for a victory pact, etc. So, winning is not guaranteed to happen anytime soon. It could be the next part, could be the part after the next. We're getting close. But at the same time, with this game, sometimes close can be quite a bit of time. Oh, the non-aligned. The monsters. The monsters screw with my roads. Well, it'll be coming around to us soon, and I'll have fun trying to uncork my roads. Apparently I'm not allowed to have supplies on these roads. Yeah, other than that one area, not too bad. Just the road issues over here. Okay, we're going to be picking up the bottom round, 224. We killed 1,007 infantry over the intern. We have 7 decisions and some road issues to deal with. Yeah, that was the end of that metal mine. It'd be empty. Completed the Night Owl. Discovered 6 engine aircraft. Got another gravitonic collector. Nice. Another victory pact. Okay. Let's see if I can get to my roads. Okay, I guess you're just attacking.
Going in. We need more firepower, sir.
You need more firepower, which means you need more logistics, which means we need to
Enemy
secure
harm.
the logistics.
Yeah, right. Hostiles detected. Port mission.
Birds are in the sky. Off the way. Returning to base, sir.
So the loss of 0 guys, we killed 2. Okay. And of course, this is my road network now. Am I allowed to have supplies? No. Okay, I'm gonna try again to reestablish some connections with my road network, so that the units don't starve. And of course, we're gonna have to clean this mess up at some point.
Mission successful.
Do no harm? Yeah, right.
Not dirt road, sealed road, please. Okay. That's the area up here, and all its mess. Incident with democratic activities. Just ignore the leader's activities. We're not actually that
Yes,
interested
sir.
in democracy. We're trying to go merit. Subsidy. We'll confirm here. At some point, we're going to move away from economy because we're actually getting pretty close to done with it. Zone, auction. We got the money, so I'll invest.
Order received.
Extend the metal
Order
mine.
received.
33,000 more in that mine. And the
Order
oil well.
received.
Only 15,000, so a bit of a low roll there. And then we want to design the big plane. Good old 6-engine extra heavy aircraft. Oh, we might not be able to run the full bombs on here. Fair enough. We might need the plasma jet for that. Nine hex range is on enough, so we give it more bomb load, get more fuel. I can probably work with 20 range hex. That's probably fine. So we'll design this. When we get the plasma jet, we'll even run even more, but for now, that will work. It's design.
Understood.
At some point, we'll invent bazookas. And we're running a metal malice, although that's probably because of how much we're building. Everything's proceeding at speed. Truck station is done. I'm going to assume we probably want that truck station just upgraded again.
Order acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
They're in the way.
All clear, sir.
Now they're very much less in the way. They're still kind of in the way, but...
Fire when ready. All clear, sir.
Our goal is to get over to here so we can hook up with these guys. So I need to push through and down up to the border here. Really like around here. And then we can unify with these guys. Victory overview. We're at 43 out of 50 we need to win. Prismount State will give us 6.6, so not quite enough by itself to win. We do have that victory pact, so we can look at how hard it's going to be to get on them. And success. Okay. That brings us to 0.4 short. I'm pretty sure if we unify with the Imperium here, we would win. I'm going to do a save. Save here. So the reason I'm doing the quick save here is I think if I roll unification on these guys, we win. So in which case I'll roll unification, roll the end turn, and win. If we don't roll the unification here, it's going to take us more than one turn. And it's quite a decent possibility we don't succeed. The game's worth lagging, so I've succeeded on the roll.
Roger that.
Here we go. So we'd have a little bit of a problem, like, oh, we'd probably want to put a zone HQ here because we don't have a road connection. If I was planning on, and this is why I put the save, if I was planning on actually playing the game out longer because we weren't winning, we wouldn't want to unify in this situation. We'll cycle the turn here. And we should, if I understand the situation, win as soon as the turn starts. Should get the winning statement. And then I'll do some sort of after-action reporting, and we'll bring the stream to an end. So a little bit of a long video part for YouTube, because we're over an hour, but we were close enough to winning, it wasn't worth running another part. Of course, I may be wrong and we don't win, in which case... well, if we don't win, I'm going to reset back to that save I just made before we unified with them. Of course, losing some territory to the bugs as we have to withdraw to get back to our supply lines because of the, the road issues. It shouldn't be enough to actually make us not win. Although, yeah, if we don't win, we're just gonna take the previous save that I made and run from there. We won't actually technically continue on this turn, I suppose. Though I still suspect we're gonna win. It's we're not losing very much territory, and we just gained a bunch of population and 3 victory packs. So unless one of the majors breaks a victory pact, which could happen, I think we're gonna roll around to us on winning. Okay, we're on the lined portion of the turn, which is where it's going to get spicy if it's going to get spicy. I'm not allowed to have functional roads. We find out whether or not we win, or if we're gonna revert to the next the previous save we made on the next stream. Processing. There we go. So, Solissa State, you have won the game. We killed 300 infantry. We have 9 decision awaiting us if we were to continue. But at the moment, we're not planning on continuing. Bid was the highest, and your alliance was victorious. As the senior party of the alliance, you are the real winner of the game. So yeah, victory overview-wise, we're up to 52.6, with 28 of those points being ours. We have won the game. This is the last turn we will play. One of our decisions is apparently obligatory, so we can't actually second the turn. And yeah, how badly did that? Oh, yeah, these guys are having a bad day. Those guys are having a bad day. I'm not sure if we actually have any casualties due to starving yet. But we can't be far off. If we're not. Yeah, I think we're getting pretty close. Obviously, this would be an annoyance and an issue, but we'd work it out. It wouldn't be too much of a problem in the long run. And obviously, we're advancing over here. We pulled the trigger a little bit early on these guys. So technically, I suppose in this scenario, we'd actually have to make an SHQ here so we can hook up over land. But we did that because we were pretty sure we were going to win. We could look at some various things like the regimes. So, want to look at probably the economy ones. So, Zenokona commune's got about 600,000 people. Nelson State's got about well, one's just over 6,000, one's just under 6,000. You're about 200,000, 4.5 or 4,500,000, 450,000, let's say. 200,000 ish, 40,000. So let's, like, yeah, we could have invaded. Well, and this is the population. This is, I suppose the workers are adding more, right? So Nelson State's actually, it's like 800,000, 300,000. Oh, you had a million people. 600,000, 400,000, just over 100,000. Whereas economy-wise, we're 2.6 million civilians plus another 400,000 workers. So yeah, we're 3 million strong, right? We're bigger than the next person in population by so much. Like, yeah, we could have tried to win it without the diplomacy, but I don't see a scenario where anyone was going to catch up to us at that point. It was literally down to we need to take over more planet to win, not we have to fight anyone. I didn't need to fight anyone. I could just bottle them up and take them all the planet, which would have been tedious with those interns durations. As far as the map, this is what we knew of the map at the end, which is most of the land. There's a bit of ocean in here. There's a couple territories in here. Your nomads, for example. Don't think there was any more population centers to find. I think we'd found all the population centers in the end. And yeah, the miners held so much of the population on this map. Look at some stats. Yeah, you can see us just taking off in troop statistics at the end. This is showing all the territories, so this is a bit of a mess. Can I turn the territories off? No. So that's our troops. We're up to that level. Can I go more regime? Is that a little bit better? That's this is all my cities. Okay. But yeah. Well off in the lead on total troops. And it was going to get worse over time. Oh, we were apparently in the lead on casualties as well. Oh no, actually no, we weren't even taking the most casualties. Someone else was taking the most casualties. Was that Zethro? No. Parkin State. One of the people died. Okay, that makes sense. They got wrecked and stopped existing. Okay. Casualties inflicted. We should be probably taken off. Apparently we weren't inflicting those casualties. Oh, and that's on the per turn ratio. Okay. Okay. Well, this is laggier than I was expecting it to be. This is the supplies. Okay. Regime statistics. That zone populist. We can see our zones pop into existence. We get them pretty big. Zones are staying reasonably happy. No zone hunger. Comparative manpower. We're off in the lead with the manpower pretty easily. Even number 2 is doing it two times more than them. Comparative tech level. We weren't actually necessarily leading in tech level, although we were catching up with them. Right, we start off behind everyone, and then I think we basically catch up, if not overtake, most of them by the end. And that would be literally building up the bureaucracy. So we build up the bureaucracy and really build up the bureaucracy, yeah. admin level. Admin level were actually ahead of them in the end because the bureaucracy got built up so much. Civilization score. Not that middle of the pack, the civilization score. And then victory progress. You can see we run off into the victory. Troops. Yeah, the regime statistics is so much better than troops statistics here. Usable. Although this is my troops, right? So we can see the regular militia or the. Oh, that's the regular militia. So in the end, we still were mostly militia specialized. Our seasoned troops were only up in the like 50,000. Apparently, we're mostly militia in the end, which maybe because of all the unifications, right? So that's a unification, that's a unification, that's a unification, that's a unification. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unifications. That's why I have so many militia. Yes. Military stats. And yeah, the unifications pump up the militia percentage, but otherwise it starts out 100%, it declines, and we get unification, unification, unification. Apparently it wasn't recruiting that much traditional manpower. Although, yeah, total manpower goes up through the roof because we are not necessarily losing troops and we're gaining all the integration troops. Inventories, as soon as we sort things out, usually the inventory goes sky high, ammo goes up, food goes up, water goes up. Industry points we're using, spending, using, it's going up, down, up, up, down. Although we were stockpiling quite a bit at the end. Fuel was trending up, ammo was definitely up. Metal was actually downtrending at the end, but all I need to do to fix that would be lay off the construction a little bit. Popularity word, okay. Oh, and that's the bureaucratic point. So you can see, I decided we need a bureaucracy. Up it goes. That's when I was starting to run a little low on power, so I turned it down, then we turned it back up. And that's the ratings, which are all over the sort of place. Capital price index, you can see for a while oil was expensive, and then I started exporting it back down. For metal is expensive, but it wasn't that bad. Oil was really the only one where we had a massive price hike. And there's a while in there where I was building machine parts before we got the heavy industry going. And then you can see all the casualties. For some turns we got pretty high, but otherwise it was mostly under control. And the problem on here is it's showing all of the factions. If it was just able to sort by majors, it would probably be a little bit more useful. But there's too many factions on here for it to be readable. Yeah, so that's the commune. This is Nelson State. So that was number 1. Nelson State's actually number 2 at the end, although... Okay, so number 2, number 3, number 4. Don't think we ever found that. Oh, and this is casualties inflicted, so not actually troops or casualties sustained or troops lost. Yeah, no point are we're definitely benefiting from not trying to trade our forces to Kingdom coming back. But we are taking attrition. I think that's us there. Yeah, that's us there. So we only lost 70,000 people the entire time, casualty-wise, in infantry. And then they're obviously at the end of the game we're running off with the army size. And I'm supposed to recap this. This is the planet we're working on. Yellow-white F5 star, 1.27 gravity, 53 degrees C. Solar radiance was that. A little bit below on heavy elements there, which isn't necessarily a problem. Oh, that mountain. 30% mountains, 24% plains. So it was more mountains than plains. And that was definitely slowing things down. Could not get off to the races very easily on this planet. Biosphere, Atmos, human hazards, insidious, so we had to be wearing some degree of atmosphere stuff. Vegetation levels, forest, and of course there is aliens on this planet, so they're sentient aliens. Colonization got to 57.5. There's only 4 million after the apocalypse. Planet overview is as such. This was the planet we were on. Atmosphere compatibility level 2. So it wasn't the worst atmosphere it could have been. Xenobiology level 8. So the biology was pretty harsh, as we were finding out. And that is the run. This is the Empire dashboard at the end at 4,500 BPs actually being used to turn. That's after penalties. We were reliably making money near the end. Mostly truthful to their word, and okay, the soldiers are being a bit grumpy, the leaders are being a bit grumpy, but otherwise everything's pretty stable. Civilization is actually declining because we weren't keeping the quals up. And this is the run, so I hope you've enjoyed. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be something up tomorrow to take this spot. It may be more Shadow Empire. I will have to decide if I'm going to do more Shadow Empire right away. My original plan when I started this run is we had a tie on the poll on Reddit. So what I might do is I might go play the other tiebreaker, the other one in the tie, or I might change my mind. I might literally change my mind in the next 4 days because it's gonna be 4 days before we do the next stream for this time slot. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can expect there to be something up tomorrow to take this time slot. Whether it will be the new run of Shadow Empire or a different game, I have yet to decide. I'll decide in the next 4 days. If you're watching on Twitch, let me go and bring the schedule up of what we were planning. Right now, the schedule for 4 days does actually say Shadow Empire, because I didn't necessarily assume we'd finish. But yeah, so tomorrow is going to be Terra Invicta. We've got an incoming assault carrier, so I've got to get a response fleet launched in time. Or I'm going to try to get a response fleet launched in time. We'll find out whether I succeed or not. Sunday will be Panzer Corps 2. We're rolling into Paris. We're going to see if we can get into Paris without completely screwing up. And hopefully be in a state where we can keep the run going post there. I suppose, well, it's probably too late for you on YouTube to make a comment on where you'd like to see go when it comes to the later war, when it's like, do we go Russia or North Africa? Because by the time you're hearing this on YouTube, we'll have already decided. But if you're watching on Twitch, you've got a preference, try to pop in on the stream on Sunday, and tell me. But yeah, so Sunday we're going to do Panzer Corps. We're probably going to get past Paris, and after Paris we have to make the choice: we're doing North Africa or Russia North, Central, South. I think is the choice. Monday will be continuation of Victoria 3 as India. Going to do a little bit of experimenting at the beginning of the stream. We might be able to complete the journal entry we're on by handing territory to vassals. And if we can, that's probably the way to do it. Because getting that journal entry out of the way means we don't have to be worried about losing the Doctrinal Lamps. And the Doctrinal Lamps is probably going to be the best way to expand and decrease the number of subjects. So that's Monday, and then next Tuesday is was slated to be the continuation of this if we didn't finish it. We just finished it, so we're obviously not going to be continuing it next Tuesday. But I will make the decision before next Tuesday on am I going to run the next Shadow Empire run, or if I'm going to take a break from Shadow Empire and play something else for a short bit. I'll have that decided by Tuesday. And yeah. regardless of whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, I did just recently release the, let's say it's the beta version of the Shadow Empire subunits overview to YouTube on Christmas. I gotta do some editing. Everybody knows there's some mistakes in it. But it was basically, I wanted to get it done by Christmas and barely got the rough draft done by Christmas. There's a couple bits I need to go back and fix. And I want to add music to it. But if you want to see anything about basically a overview of all the subunits, that's a good place to go. Sort of a shameless plug there. Which is basically, if you go to the type table, I went ahead and do an overview of basically all the different subunits, and giving you an idea of what modules or whatever they have for design purposes. And I'm still surprised. I don't know how long we had the ability to discover bazookas, and we never discovered bazookas in this run. No bazookas for me. So many situations where bazookas would have made things better, but nope, no bazookas. That was preventing us from getting manpads, although that didn't really matter. And flat guns, we didn't discover flat guns or SAMs. We got all the way up to extra heavy aircraft. This was a weird game. Weird game. A game that nearly made us lose. But yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, there will be something up tomorrow, whether it's Shadow Empire or something new. If you're watching on Twitch, I just told you the upcoming stream schedule. I hope you have been enjoying. And until the next part and/or stream, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.